She says she will go once more to fetch more food. After she leaves, they close the door, and everyone is alone again in the sports gym. The teacher outside says that if she encounters this cat, she will fight until they die together. Inside the gym, Karen asks Shinshin if she is okay. She says yes, thanks to her friend. The rich and arrogant student again says that once again, she's being a burden to her friend. Doesn't she ever get tired of being useless? Karen, the friend, tells the arrogant girl that she pushed Shinshin the last time the cat was here, so she owes an apology. Before they start a fight, the cat appears again at the gym window. They only see the paw coming in, and another person is crushed by the creature. The student who said before that he could save everyone runs and pushes another person back to be bait. With another swipe, another person is turned into pulp. While the desperate students flee, once again, the teacher returns to the gym and now has the chance to stick the sword up the cat's butt, but she prefers the head. The creature is wounded, and they start a fight in front of the students. While they were in a frenzied combat draw, the teacher sees 3 people arrive through the cat's escape route. Zhang Yi and his 2 companions arrive behind the tunnel and witness everything unfold. The teacher, noticing their presence, becomes hopeful and shouts for help against this monster. Chun was ready to attack, but Zhang Yi stops him. According to the protagonist, this woman is extremely skilled and managing to hold off the cat with just 1 sword. She surely is also a mutant with special powers, and at this moment, it's impossible to know if she's an ally or an enemy, so he decides to let the 2 creatures face off, the cat and the woman. Zhang Yi says they won't fight. They'll take another path to find the gym. Uncle Yu, watching from afar, says that this woman is truly dangerous. It wouldn't be wise to approach her. They leave through the tunnel. The woman, not believing they're backing off, shouts for them to help. Together, they can defeat the creature, and they don't care. They go around through another tunnel and manage to enter the gym's entrance. They walk towards the students, and soon, through the wheelchair and the red hair, Zhang Yi realizes who the girl Shinshin is. He says it's lucky she's alive, but before he can reach Shinshin, the boy steps in, asking if he came from the base of the Western Mountain and is a friend of his father. Zhang Yi, serious, questions, what Western Mountain? What place is this? The boy introduces himself. He's the class representative, and his name is Shengyu. He's from a noble family, so he should recognize him. The protagonist simply agrees, and wants to know about this base on the Western Mountain. The clever boy asks, if they're from another base, why are they asking about the base on the Western Mountain? But that would be strange, since the Western base is closer from here. With this statement, Zhang Yi has in mind that there should be other bases around here. He then asks the boy what he knows about the other bases besides the Western Mountain, and the reality is that the boy knows nothing, only what his father said, that these shelters exist. Ignoring the boy, Zhang Yi goes to Shinshin. The other students around, surprised, try to talk to Uncle Yu and the otaku. By the way, what could these girls and boys be asking Uncle Yu? Meanwhile, Zhang Yi finally reaches the wheelchair-bound girl, asking if she's okay and if she's indeed Shinshin. He introduces himself as Zhang Yi and knows her sister Yangmi very well. She asked him to come and save her, and if Shinshin is willing to go with him. Without much thought, the girl says yes. Then, Zhang Yi prepares to drag her wheelchair and take her with him. However, before going, she says, wait, she wants a favor. He must stop that fight, prevent them from continuing to fight. The protagonist's thought is, he wants this girl to owe him a favor, so making this request would be a way to put her in his debt. If that's the case, Zhang Yi calls Chun and his uncle to do a job. As they head towards this battle, Zhang Yi notices the feline claws scattered around. Thinking they could be useful, he stores them in his dimensional vault. Then, following orders, Chun activates his powers and causes the ceiling to collapse on the teacher and the cat, separating them from the fight. It worked, but it leaves the teacher furious. She didn't want the fight to be interrupted, only for them to help eliminate the creature. Ironically, Zhang Yi says she should be thankful for it. However, the teacher points her sword, saying that was the first time she managed to corner the creature, and the 3 of them ruined it. Maybe she won't have another opportunity. Zhang Yi responds that he only wanted to help her, not kill the animal, nothing more. Besides, the protagonist explains that he only did it because one of his students asked him to. Angry, the teacher curses Zhang Yi and attacks. Confidently, he jumps back and shoots her right in the forehead with a desert eagle. However, what he didn't expect was for the woman to cut the bullet from the shot. She's even more powerful than he imagined. As she was about to strike him, Zhang Yi activates his dimensional space power and sucks the woman into his dimension. After completely sucking her in, he falls backward. He is aware that this is very dangerous, telling them not to approach. He spits the woman out of his dimensional storage and is very tired of staying there for just a few seconds. The protagonist mocks her for attacking someone who just helped her and says she's very dangerous and reckless. Zhang Yi takes his sword. For now, it will stay with him. Something that can cut bullets like that is very precious. Give me back my sword. Not a chance. He tells a student to help their teacher rest. She seems very worn out. After helping their teacher, Zhang Yi explains to everyone there that he came here only to take the wheelchair wheelchair-bound girl, as requested, for them to retrieve her. The teacher asks why he can't take all the other students as well. The students around Zhang Yi say they're all wealthy and can pay whatever he wants if he takes them safely out of here. Zhang Yi repeats, he can't be responsible for people as important as them. If their families are rich, they'll send people to rescue them. The student who is angry at Shinshin decides this can't stand. She and other students decide to take the girl as a hostage, stating that if they are not taken together, Shinshin will die here. The teacher, frightened, calls them all idiots and reminds them that they are all classmates. Why are they doing this when there is such great danger outside? Despite the teacher's warning, the students persist. If they are not taken together, no one will leave here. Losing patience with them, the protagonist draws his police pistols and simply shoots down all the students who were holding Shinshin hostage. The teacher is astonished by this reaction. They are just teenagers. Zhang Yi calmly responds that young people who are capable of taking others hostage must accept the consequences of that as well. Zhang Yi's only surprise in this was that Shinshin wasn't at all frightened by what just happened. He goes to her, checks if she's okay, and asks if they can go home now. She answers yes, but only if her friend Karen can go with her too. Zhang Yi thinks about having one more girl to take care of. Why should he? That's what he thought, but he didn't say anything. However, Shinshin notices her savior's gaze and says she would be very useful to him. She is very intelligent. In this academy, there are two types of people: those who are rich and pay to be here and are mostly incompetent, and there are those who enter with scholarships because they are extremely intelligent in their fields. Karen understands everything about mechanics, engineering. She would be perfect for building and fixing things. Curious about this explanation, the girl then pats her chest and says she can do all that indeed. Convinced, the protagonist says it's okay. He takes Shinshin and tells Karen to come with them too. Karen starts showing her proactivity and asserts that she can push her friend along the way herself. The other students around Zhang Yi shout that they are also very competent. They know how to drive luxury cars, manage money, and give orders to employees. The girl who tried to be friendly with Shinshin before steps forward and says that if the monster returns, everyone will be killed here, and if Zhang Yi's group hadn't hindered the teacher earlier, she would have been able to eliminate the creature. So, it's their responsibility to secure the students. This statement makes sense, but the conflict-solving machine of a protagonist in his hand says he doesn't care. He's leaving now, even if it takes more ammunition. As they leave, Shinshin says that among all the people, at least teacher Lian was good to her, and so she thanks her for everything. The protagonist then proceeds on his way. The teacher decides to make all the students follow Zhang Yi's group. Chun questions what they are going to do by following them. The protagonist simply replies that if he wants, he can take care of everyone alone. With his powers, he could bring the tunnel down on everyone. The frightened otaku responds that he wouldn't do something like that. Outside, the protagonist doesn't bother hiding his powers and retrieves his car and snowmobile from the dimensional warehouse. Uncle Yu and Chun go by motorcycle, and the rest go by car. He picks the girl up and takes her to the car. With the three of them inside, Zhang Yi accelerates his car and leaves the students behind. The students ask the teacher what they should do now. Outside, the giant cat could attack everyone. At this moment, the wealthy student says that his cell phone finally has a signal. Now he can contact his father. Returning to Zhang Yi and the two girls relaxing in the comfortable car, finally, a little warmth, he takes out water and food from his storage space for them to replenish their energy. Grateful, they accept the meal and say that the brother is amazing. Zhang Yi says it's actually Shinshin, who is really amazing. Not understanding this statement, she asks why this praise. They just met. Furthermore, she questions how she could be amazing. She's just a burden to everyone. If it weren't for Karen protecting her, she would never be alive here today. The protagonist rebuts and says it's not quite like that. She really is very intelligent. A wheelchair user surviving for so long isn't luck. For them to have survived in that place was because Shinshin has a secret. Karen doesn't understand this conversation and asks what they are talking about. Shinshin changes expression and acknowledges that Zhang Yi is very smart to deduce that. The protagonist realized that there are many coincidences surrounding the girl, especially related to the monster. While Shinshin maintains a face of admiration, Zhang Yi talks about the girl's request to separate the fight between the cat and the teacher. It was as if she was asking to protect the monster and her teacher at the same time. Why protect the monster that brought terror to everyone? The adorable wheelchair-bound girl acknowledges Zhang Yi's intelligence. He got about 60% of the situation right. However, she's not that malicious. She didn't command the cat to attack anyone. She used to take care of a stray cat before the snow apocalypse happened. Karen, surprised, asks if that little cat they used to feed, Blossom, is this giant monster. The answer is yes. Shinshin thinks that's why the cat never attacked the two girls for real. She always fed and treated it well, so Blossom must recognize Shinshin and her friend. Now Karen understands why they were so lucky. Zhang Yi wants to know if it's just gratitude from the cat towards Shinshin or if there's something more. Because the cat always attacked all the students, but when it encountered the protagonist protagonist for the first time, it didn't attack. It seemed like the cat was intelligent. Shinshin once again acknowledges Zhang Yi's intelligence. She admits that she told the cat not to attack people coming from outside the academy, as they would be people coming here to save her. With this statement, Zhang Yi asks again, did she never command the cat to kill others who were mean to her? She replies, no, she would never do such a thing. The cat simply needed to feed, and the only available food was them. But the crazy girl asks if she's too cruel for thinking like that. Mischievously, the protagonist thinks no. He thinks exactly like her. He doesn't care about what happened to the students. Only Shinshin's and now Karen's well-being are important. In this cruel world, only those who have some value can survive. The redhead girl knows she has value to Zhang Yi, and that's why she came here and protected her from everyone. Moreover, now he knows Karen is useful to him too. The protagonist asks why Shinshin only contacted her sister now after a long time, as he makes a sharp turn in the car. Smiling, Shinshin says she never intended to contact her sister because of her. Her goal was Zhang Yi, so she contacted Yang Mi. This confuses him. How could her goal be someone she didn't know? The girl says she's the best hacker he'll ever know. Even before the apocalypse, she was curious about the Walmart robbery and researched everything about those involved. After the start of the global freeze, she was sure that stock supervisor was responsible. The recently leaked information only confirmed her theory. She used her sister to get him to come save her. Her entire plan was made just with that simple cell phone. She has all the information about what Zhang Yi did before and after the apocalypse. Now she admits she knows everything about the building's extermination. It was easy to access all the security cameras he asked to install. Someone requesting the construction of a fortress made her keep an eye on him. This revelation leaves the protagonist and me startled. This girl decided to monitor him since the news of the Walmart being robbed. She also says that if he hadn't had contact with Yang Mi or even Zhou Kier, she would have other ways to lure him here to save her, but she's glad he came on his own. Zhang Yi, in his thoughts, convinces himself that this girl is dangerous, so he must be careful. Something strange now is the fact that the little cat Blossom has been following the car since they left. He thinks that if he could tame this cat, he could be even more powerful. Meanwhile, the girls watch the little cat through the window. After driving for a while, they finally reach the refuge. Chun and his uncle also arrive. He rewards the two and tells them they can go back home now. He's going back inside his house. The warm air makes the girls really comfortable. Zhang Yi says that as long as they obey and help, he will help them too. Embarrassed, Shinshin asks if he'll need help with those things too. This question catches him off guard, so he doesn't respond. Karen doesn't even understand the underlying meaning in that question. Zhang Yi then tells the girl she's too young for now. She just needs to do her job as a hacker. Now everyone here is under her responsibility, and that's her only duty here. The protagonist admits that Shinshin is really adorable, but he already has Zhou Keier and Yang Mi to satisfy his desires. However, the young Loli's thoughts are whether he's dismissing the possibility of having her as a woman because she can't move her legs. Before the conversation continues, Zhou Keier comes running to meet her. Right behind her is Yang Mi, who was very worried and didn't know if her sister was okay. Shinshin says she was fine and not in danger. She only contacted her sister because she knew she was with Zhang Yi. It's him she's interested in. While this attention-seeking discussion goes on, the protagonist stands back, enjoying the two sisters vying for his attention. One of the most beautiful women in China and one of the smartest. How can they be so different? The girl's statement piques Zhou Kier's curiosity about how she knows Zhang Yi. She explains everything about how she knew of his existence and introduces Karen, her best friend at the special school, who is a mechanic expert. Yang Mi says she's adorable. The head of the house tells Yang Mi to prepare dinner for everyone and arrange rooms for the new girls. After a while, it was the first hearty feast for the girls after months of difficulty in college. Zhang Yi asks Karen to help in the house. Initially, she thought wrong things. Maybe she didn't mind doing things in that sense. The protagonist asks if she can make weapons and ammunition. To do that, she says she would need the correct materials and machinery. If she has everything, she can do it. Satisfied with the girl's answer, Zhang Yi stands up and tells her to accompany him. He retrieves several mechanical machines and asks her to observe. Impressed that each of these machines would be worth millions of dollars, she lists all the necessary machines. If she needs more things, he can get them. Now only the materials are missing. Zhang Yi says he can help her organize everything, but she says he doesn't need to worry. She can do everything by herself. What kind of weapons could Karen make? He retrieves the teacher's sword from his dimensional warehouse for her to evaluate if she can make others like it. She's impressed with the quality and is honored to touch it. However, she reminds him that this isn't just any weapon. It's an ancient relic and a work of art. She can't replicate it. This sword is so well made that it can even cut diamonds. She returns the sword and explains that Miss Liang was rewarded with this sword for her services as a bodyguard for a very important person in the past. She values this sword more than her own life. This information gives the protagonist ideas for later.